starts as soon as you come into the knowledge of who he is. As soon as you know right from wrong, the knowledge of God, you know who he is, that's when your relationship starts. Amen? Amen. All right, well, y'all looking mean and mad today, but that's all right. Who in here wants an easy life? Tell the truth. Huh? Everybody wants an easy life. Y'all just ready out there because y'all see kids. Let me see. Who wants an easy life? Well, I hate to tell you, but it ain't gonna happen. You know, you're not gonna have an easy life whatsoever. All right? Now, let me see. Come here, Mika. I'll use you as my example for right now. Stand right there. Oh, come here. Come here. You can't go in your mouth. Turn around. Show them up. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and spit them out, get a little bag or something. This is why I get you bags. Oh. Now, question. Would you want to eat them every day for a meal? But you can't. Come here, you know what's wrong with you? Okay, face all show up. They're sorry. They're good. Okay. Yeah. A couple of these. Set those done. Now, is there a difference in the taste? Okay. One was what? Okay, but what was it? Was it sweet? Was it sour? Sweet and sour. Kind of bittery? Okay, but the other one was what? Okay, would you want all of this every day? All the sour stuff? Okay. See, you having issues now, like, worry about your teeth and stuff, getting stuck in there. But then what about this one? It was real sweet, right? It was easy. How about it? You want some to eat? Look at the face. Perfect example. Okay, thank you. That was perfect. No, you're not done. That was perfect. You see, her experience with these made her look at these more closely. That was good, right? Even though they almost look alike, but they're not alike. But just because they resemble what she's already been through, when I presented it to her, she was like, I don't know about that. And what happens then is she said she doesn't just make a decision based on because now there's distance. But what does she want to do before she eats? She wants to get it closer so she can see what it really is. Come on, talk to me, somebody. Now you see what it is, right? Now that you see what it is, now this, go ahead. Right? Now, there was a difference in this lemon head than there is in this lemon skittle. Do you understand? You see where I'm going with this? There's a difference. They may have the same color, but then they're shaped differently, and the flavor's different. But she lost some faith somewhere based off of what happened to her in the beginning. Does that make sense? She liked the sweet, but she don't want it sweet all the time. She kind of liked it. She knew it was bitter and sour. I'm bringing this back around to it. Wait a minute, that looked too much like something that was sour before. So how many times have you made a decision based off of what something looked like before? And you made a decision from a distance, but you didn't pull it close to you to kind of examine it to see what it really is. See, this is what the devil does. The devil will take what you went through in the past, and if he knows what your blessing is going to be wrapped up in, if he wants you to pass your blessing because it almost looked like something that happened to you long ago. All right? So now, watch this. You don't want too much of this because that's too sour. You can't have it. Too much of this. This is too sweet. See, parents, we know as parents, when your kids want candy, they want candy, they want candy. You tell them, no, you can't have candy. Why you tell them that? Come on, talk. Spoil your appetite, cavities. You know all of that. Why? Because experience. You already see, if I give it to you now, if I give you too much of it now, what's going to happen? It's going to ruin your appetite. You're going to have cavities. And guess what? I'm going to have to throw the food away, so that's money in the trash. I'm going to have to take you to the dentist, so that's money in the trash. And then you're not looking at the fact that if you get a bunch of cavities in your mouth, then you got to get a bunch of caps, you got to get a bunch of fillings, you got to get all this other stuff. So now I'm worried about what's going to happen to you when you don't have good teeth and you're at school. Now you're getting bullied, you're getting talked about. As a kid, you don't see that because all you know is you want candy. So this is what our Father, God, does to us. God cannot have. No, you're not ready for it yet. Why? Because you're still a kid. Well, Lord, I see. No. You don't see. If I give this to you now while you are still spiritually immature, you don't understand that it's going to cost you this, it's going to cost you this, it's going to cost you that. You're going to be a kid trying to handle a grown person's responsibility. That's why when you have children and you're not married yet and you're not here yet from a spiritual standpoint, from an adult standpoint, that child is probably already going to be yours. But the fact that you had it when you were 14 or 15, you're not able and capable of taking care of it because it's a grown-up responsibility. So there's a lot of things that you may be asking God for that he may not be giving to you, not because he doesn't want you to have it, but truthfully because you're not ready for it. So you need to go through 10 or 15 years of storms to be able to handle the husband you're asking for. You think you want a husband because you're looking at everybody else's finished product. Or everybody else's product that they put. Look here, don't ever get caught up, men, in telling your wife how beautiful and how lovely she is in public all the time, but then at home you won't speak to her. That's what makes all these women think you such a great husband. Because they see the public accolades. But then when you and your wife at home ain't no mushy, all that ain't even happening at home, you really just trying to show out for them just so you can get the compliment. Oh, I know that hurt, that cut toes. Now, you don't want too much sour. That's too much sweet. You have to examine this. But guess what? Come here. Here, there, guess what you get there? A little bit of everything. You understand? This is life. Yes. This is life. God, Jesus told me, he told me, he said, if you eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you don't really know what you're going to get. But see, they could have had where they knew exactly what they were going to get. But since they ate of the wrong tree, they end up getting this right here. They got a mixture to where you really don't know what's what when it's coming. That's why you learn how to appreciate the good days, because you never know how few far in between that they come. So you can miss a good day because you're complaining on a good day about the bad day you had. Oh God, that was good. Think about that. Complaining on a good day about a bad day that you had last week. And then you're wondering, Lord, when am I going to have a good day? Well, you must have had a good day because you had time to complain about the day from last week. So now, are you in peace or pieces? That's the question. Are you in peace or are you in pieces? The word peace, and I'm going to show you how powerful God is. I got to show you how powerful God is. When you truly, truly worship him in spirit and in truth, and you know that he is your God, and you just want to worship him just because of who he is, he'll start taking things away from you that you know you've been wanting to take away, but you haven't had the power to do it. Last week we had such a huge spiritual outbreak during baby class. Amen. Some people received, some people just kind of sat back and watched, okay? But man, God just dealt with me like all day that Thursday, just being in his presence. To where when I came up here to the church at 5 o'clock, you know, and it was like the presence of God was just with me all day. And I prayed and I cried and I just lost myself in my prayer language, in my